What up? My name's Elektron, and today we're going to go through 3 beautiful tracks and hopefully fix them up and make some cool magic happen. One of the tracks, however, was not compatible on my computer, one of the projects, but we'll listen to the wave. It's a beautiful track, I will warn you. So let's get through it. First track up is by a kid named, or a man, a guy, I don't know, by someone named Charlie Boozy. This track I couldn't get to last video, so this guy gets first on this video. Charlie Boozy, and the track is called Into You. So let's give it a listen and see if we can fix anything up.
I'm so into you, I can barely breathe. And all I wanna do is to fall in deep. We're close, ain't close enough, so we cross the line. Hey, some name a game to play, and I'll roll the dice. Oh baby, look what you started. My temperature's rising, and here is this gonna happen. Been waiting for you to make a move. Before I make a move, so baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body. 'Cause I'm so into you. Everyone watching us, so maybe let's keep it secret. A little bit scandalous, but baby, don't let them see it.
Motherfucking dope. Motherfucking dope. A couple words of advice. I would definitely get this shit a little bit tighter. Just a little tighter. It still sounds a little kind of what's the word? I don't want to sound like wrong here when I say it, but it just sounds a little bit mediocre, but that's okay. I mean, we all need to sound like that at some point in our mixing. But this stuff just needs to be a little tighter. So I'm going to show you how you can go about doing that. So you have all these vocal tracks. What I would do is I'd get them all on one track stack and I'd affect them all equally. Now, I know your vocals are processed differently in these areas because this, you double her voice and you got a couple instances that are heavily chorused, or yeah, it actually looks like you used a phaser. But and don't forget to, I know you have to record on mono, don't forget to make that stereo so your plugins can work to the fullest effect, and that doubling can sound really, really dope, you know. But you have these 2 layers here. What I would do is I'd have them on a track stack just to keep a simpler, just to make it simpler keeping track of this sort of stuff. So let's go through here, and
So baby, come light me up, and
with these things, stuff like this, you don't need to have 2 compressors possibly doing 2 different things. I see you have a pitch corrector, but another issue with this pitch corrector, you have F minor, it says up here, like your track. I don't know if this is the actual key signature, but you're rooted to A major. And that doesn't quite make sense to me, because when you're pitch correcting, you would want your root key to be in the root key of the track. So this pitch corrects as best as it possibly could. When I first listened to it, first thing I thought is we need to pitch correct those vocals just a tiny bit. She's a very good singer. Very good singer. We need to run a little bit of a pitch corrector on him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my pitch corrector of choice. See if we can't get them sounding just a tad bit better. So what do I want to do? Oh yeah. So down here's your chords. Here's a nice way to check. It's not, this isn't the best way to check all the time, but you can see what Logic says in terms of what key you're in. If you highlight them all right here, these 18 notes render as D. But if I take one chord, yeah, it says you're in D major here. that's a D minor. It's actually in C. But this stuff, like I said, isn't like the best way to go off of this stuff. So what I would say is find out exactly what root her vocals are in, what key note her vocals are in, so you can pitch correct them to the best of their, you know, make them sound as best as they absolutely can, and then you'll be, this song will be shining. The lyrics are awesome. I love the original, and I love what you guys did with it. Actually, the original version of this project, you didn't send me with vocals on it, so I think it's cool how you got together and made fucking motherfucking magic happen. This song is dope. I absolutely love it, and honestly, besides getting these vocals on point, bro, you made fire. You guys really work well together. So let's see if we can't. I love messing around with vocals, so I have to do this. I see you got some stuff going on here, but I wanna take over these vocals. I just have to do it. I'm like a vocal freak. I love them. So let's mess around with these vocals, see if we can't make them sound pretty fucking dope. So right here, I'm seeing like a little peak that we can first compress. I'm gonna use Fab Filter just because I love Fab Filter for compressing vocals. So when I'm compressing vocals, I like to pretty much compress them as hard as I possibly can on the first compressor, and then I always have a second one. I'll show you what I mean. And as you can see, the signal that I'm compressing, I'm gonna try to compress the lowest possible peak that I can. Compress to the lowest possible peak. Over compressing vocals, I will mention something about that. What's it mean to over compress vocals? Well, when you over compress vocals, you start picking up artifacts behind the recording. So like you'll start picking up heavy breaths. You'll start picking up like heavy like mouth sounds like. I promise you, when you over compress vocals, you just pick up that weird shit that you don't want. Maybe some background noise, maybe some fuzz in the microphone, but that's, an over compressed vocal. So let's go OTT. I love OTTing vocals. First thing I do is pull depth all the way down and pull low all the way down. OTT is a free plugin, by the way. Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it a little bit dangerous. But baby, let's... Now you're really hearing the crispiness in her voice. Like, females have this beautiful crispiness in their voice when you just push the high end a little bit. The high end spectrum of the EQ. I love bringing that out. And like, some people could argue and say, you don't always have to bring it out, but I motherfucking love it. I think it's a great little artifact to bring out in her voice. Let's get... Baby, come light me up. Where am I hearing this reverb? Why do I hear reverb? Oh, my man's got reverb on the master. Alright, let me take a look at this. Low frequency level. I don't know how to use the EQ on this reverb, so let me get the reverb off of here, because reverb on the masters is tough. Unless you're automating it, it's really tough. I wouldn't put reverb on the master. The only reason I put reverb on the master is if I'm automating it at some points of the track. That means I will not have a full reverb running on the entire track, especially on the master. Have reverb on individual tracks. Baby, come light me up. So let's get on these vocals again, and let's use Space Designer here and put this now after it. Now that we have reverb, our signal is going to be a little bit louder inside of the compressor, so we're going to have to, like I did, take the threshold up a little bit. Let's find what a nice preset that fits well with these vocals. Now, dark chamber, anytime you have presets, I notice preset plugin or reverb plugins, they tend to what am I trying to say here? When you see, like, go through the presets and you see the word like dark, that means it's a reverb that doesn't have a lot of high-end frequencies in it. So I think this would sound actually pretty nice. So let's see what happens.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body.
Pretty motherfucking dope. Sounds like a straight shot vocal. Sounds really even. I like the compression on it, and I like the crispiness. However, with that crispiness brings out those S's. Those S's, we have to figure out those S's. But let's figure out the S's. Actually, no, we would want to do the de-esser first. You want to do the de-esser because if we jack some of the highs on an EQ, because we still have to EQ this, but EQ I'm going to do last. And let me tell you why. Because our de-esser is going to fight the EQ if we do the de-esser last. So I want to do de-esser before everything, before the EQ. So let's get the de-esser. And we only want this to work when there's an S.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but
there we go, right there. See, this activity light will light up every time there's an S. And we don't gotta get too technical with this.
A little bit dangerous, but a little bit dangerous.
Let's maybe see if we could jack it up like a little bit more. She's got a crispy
A
S.
little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little bit dangerous because
the looper's getting a little messy. Hold on.
a little more touch my body because
Yeah, see, now it's starting to sound like she has a lisp, so we want to bring that up a little.
more touch my body.
And I don't want it to affect her T's too much. So you can see when she says touch, it's gonna start working, and I don't really want it to do
A
that.
little more touch my body because
Yeah, see, now it sounds like you have like a hole in your teeth, because this is affecting you a little too
a
much.
little more touch my body because
Alright, so we could just do something like that, but I guess 10.5. That's something you just gotta mess around with. Okay?
baby, come light me up.
Let's get a little tiny bit of a delay in here as well. So now we're starting to near the end of our plugins. But when you have beautiful vocals, you just gotta, I just love going way too ham on them. And, so I overdo it, I think, but hey, overdoing it's way more fun than underdoing it.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body, cause
Yeah, it sounds kind of weird, but fuck it. That's okay. Let's use the Logic compressor to throw final compression on here. Let me show you something. We have a graph here. Now we can look at her vocals.
baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous.
She's actually looking fairly good. Like, they're actually looking good. What we wouldn't want is too many high peaks like that, but you don't really have that many peaks in this vocal anymore. So
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on.
she has a low input gain, so let's see if we can even get this compressing.
Baby, come light me up.
Oh yeah, we could get it compressing. Uh-oh. That was over compression right there. When it gets like really like pumpy like that, when you hear that pumping, that's way over compression.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want
Let's just get a little bit of activity up there. Let's look at the
Baby,
meter.
come light me up.
That's perfect. Like, you really on the second compressor, you don't need much going on, and you definitely want to loosen these things up.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation
And the final thing I would say is add saturation to it. Saturation is one of those things I still suck at, so I'm not going to go ahead and do that because it'll take me too long, but let's add this EQ before I forget. On vocals, they say the best way to EQ vocals is to make a nice roll-off, low cut, instead of just cutting it like that. I half believe it, but let's just do it for this video.
Baby, come light me up, and maybe I'll let you on it. A little bit dangerous, but baby, that's how I want it. A little less conversation and a little more touch my body, 'cause
and that's what I would do with those vocals. They're fucking beautiful. And yeah, like I said before, I would throw a nice pitch corrector on that. But I don't want to do that because I could do that again. I could spend way too much time doing that. I could just so much fucking fun. Like, this is one of those projects I'm probably gonna mess around with it on my own time and just have a killer fucking time doing it. So let's move on to the next project before we just, you know, spend way too much time having a blast. Let me see how much time I've been recording. 16 minutes. My man, 16 minutes. Alright, so here's the next project. This one's from a guy named Matteo Ballerizzo. Matteo Ballerizzo. It's gotta be an Italian name. Well, anyway. Sick name. I fucking love that name. It's just got a cool name. What can I say? So this song is not named, but it's for the Elektron series, the feedback series. Let's get into it and see what we can do with it. I love those vocal chops. They're nice. Dope. In this section here, I would say make it a little more exciting. Spice it up. So we have seeing we go 16 bars here, 16 bars here, and then you kind of have an extra 8 bars. So something's gotta have. I would say make a little more, you know, spicy around this section. Make it a little more spicy around this section. I would say you can even go right into the drop, or make this bridge. Even if you wanted this bridge here, make it a little more like a bridge. Like, I would say drop the kick and then add spiciness. Maybe throw that vocal chop in and just make it sound dope, because that vocal chop is awesome. Okay, and I see a good usage of definitely good usage of organization with the track stacks and the colors. This project looks like a rainbow. But the first thing I thought when I heard this is, bro, we gotta get some sidechaining going on, man. Get sidechaining going on. This track will sound 10 times better. Let's get an 84% sidechain going on with the Nicky Romero Kickstart plugin. Now, I know not everybody has that, but that's not that big of a deal. You can always use a compressor to do exactly what Kickstart does. So let's go into this lead here and add a little bit of Kickstart as well. Let's try to keep it uniform with the same amount of mix. Anytime you're sidechaining, I think it's very, very necessary to keep everything consistent. Keep all your sidechain exactly the same. So let's go ahead and do that. Especially, I would say besides when you're doing like little drum fills and stuff, I think it's okay if you want to jack up the sidechaining on those parts, but let's make a nice little transition here. Transitions are the easiest things to just throw in there to spice things up a little bit. So right here at 16 bars, I think it won't be a bad idea, because this is right where you have that vocal chop coming in. So let's throw this in there. So let's get a little echo going on with this. Nice, some more feedback. Little stuff like that just makes your shit sound awesome. I should stop cursing. Let's go right here. Maybe we can add another reverse cymbal, or how about this? Some white noise. White noise up, white noise up, white noise down. So let's go the white noise down, and this stuff always sounds really, really cool with sidechaining as well. So right now it sounds like this, which it's definitely really frontal. It's got not a lot of spread on it, but when you're dealing with white noise, I like to get it as spread as possible. So it's just like swimming around. I like to take out a lot of the low end to it, because it's kind of worthless. Low end and white noise is kind of worthless, because all it really does is muddy up your mix. So let's get a nice sidechain and see how cool this sounds. Ah, oh, you've been doing this for years, bro. I'm playing with you. I mean, you might have been doing it for years, I don't know. But let's see what this sounds like now. Little things like that just makes your stuff sound cool. It's just like, it's like the salt and pepper on your mix, you know? And so, let's see what else we can do here. Oh yeah, let's get it'll never hurt to throw some sidechaining on Nicky Romero. I guess right here it won't be a bad idea to throw on a little clap. I hear a little clap in the background, and hey, maybe in your version on your computer there's a clap that might not be coming through to my side, but a snap actually might be cool. And that's what's tough about this stuff. Oh wait a second, I have this too a little too early, so let's go ahead and throw this snap in here. But what I'm trying to say is, anytime you're throwing projects back and forth, there's always going to be those sounds that don't transfer over to the other person's computer. So you might have automation that's not working on my computer, and you're like, oh, he's playing it in front of these people, and that's not the project, you know, that's not as best as this project could be, but that's what we got to go through when we're doing this sort of stuff, you know? Not everything's going to transfer, but that's okay. Alright, so let's go ahead and with the snap, might not be a bad idea to get the first snap in front of the kick just a little bit. So let's go, let's add another artifact to this, and what I'm gonna do here is some sort of reverse something. That's a dope snare. I didn't even know I had that. Let's go reverse. See what I have in reverse. Alright. Nope. So let's throw this in there, and we'll throw make it like really faint. We're gonna make it really faint, and we're gonna do this before one of the claps, just to, you know, spice up that clap as best as we could. Ah, this is gonna sound like so cool that it hurts me in a way. Music just sounds so cool sometimes that it honestly hurts me. I'm just kidding. I'm playing with you. Oh, this is what's tough, because now I gotta throw this on every other snap, and sometimes it confuses me a little bit, you know. So no, that would be every snap. So let's go right here, do a little something like this, and then do a little something like this, like this, like this. Alright, let's see what we just did. Now either we butchered it, or it sounds pretty dope. Oh wait, I'm on the wrong one. Would actually sound cool to maybe offset when this happens. Bang. And so let's get on to, how long have we been on this one? Oh damn it, we've been on this for so long. I wish I could just do these all day. All I hear is a lot of bass that needs a little bit of sidechaining, because we got this kick here. Ooh, that kick might need a little bit of help as well, but I can give you some verbal feedback for that kick. So let's get this bass out of the way of the kick. Nice. Alright, let's get this side chained as well with some kickstart. Just makes that kick pop, man, and it sounds really cool. So all around, pretty cool song. I love the organization. Looks like you're EQing perfectly, like dead on. I would definitely throw some low cuts on whatever these are. It looks like percussions. What is this? Yeah, throw some low cut on those. Throw some low cut on these hi-hats. Hi-hats are like the perfect example of those high-pitched sounds that always have that hidden low end. So you want to throw a low cut on pretty much everything besides the kick and the bass, and that will bring certain elements out. But my man, awesome track. I love it. I'm not too familiar with the genre, so I can't tell you too much about structure. but sounds cool. Keep at it. And we're gonna get on with our final track of the video today. And this track, it's gonna make you happy. It's by a man named JBM. And the song is called Garden. Actually, you might not even be a man, but I don't know. I'll leave his or her SoundCloud in the description, because this submission did come with a SoundCloud. Dude, like, it's absolutely beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Like, what do you even want me to say to that? Huh? Like you trying to make me look bad or something, bro? Like, I got nothing to say. It's fucking beautiful. Like, literally beautiful. Your composition skills are just on point. Like, I vividly even saw the structure when I listened to the track. Like, you had your intro, your breakdowns, your build-ups, and your drops, and your breakdowns, and your build-ups, and your drops, like, so perfectly. So I got nothing to say about structure. I would say throw some EQs on those. You have your sidechaining's on point. I would say in the build-up, it is a little aggressive. I thought I would never say that to anybody, but your sidechaining is a little aggressive. Makes the song just a little too broken up. So I'd say lighten up the sidechain on some of those build-ups, but this is some Seven Lions shit. Like, bruh, I don't know how long you've been doing this, but, you know, maybe like another year you'll be putting out professional sounding work. I mean, like, it's so nice. You had some white noises in there that could use a nice low cut with the EQ just to get a little bit of that mud out of there. Your snare was a tiny bit muddy. I would say tighten that snare up, throw an EQ out a little bit of the lows, boost some of the highs, maybe layer it with a clap. But it was just on. The bass was on. The bass, I heard it. It was so nice. Everything. That kick was beautiful. The kick was absolutely beautiful. I don't know what plugins you use, but my man, just keep at it. That's JBM Garden. I'm going to leave a link to the SoundCloud in my description. And there you go, guys. My name's Alex Rome. This is another successful feedback video. Hopefully it was successful. We're going to continue on it later. But for today, I hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for more awesome stuff.